Today is about music. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when Martin Luther King ended his famous speech, he didn't say, "Thank you very much," and walk away. He said, free at last, great God Almighty, we're free at last. That's the music I'm talking about. We can add some music, not just the words. We can add music, some musicality to the words we speak. Inflection, volume, pitch, frequency, rhythm, cadence, standard vocal variety techniques. Now, there are some in the club who may find this fairly simple, adding vocal variety. I'm thinking of Bob Ransom. He seems to find it fairly easy to add vocal variety, but for most of us, it's a challenge. So there are two locations, two times when I think we can add vocal variety and add more music to our words. And the first is when we introduce people. If I say our next speaker is Carol Cretella, I don't expect any applause. I expect snoring. When we introduce someone, there should be like a crescendo effect. And now, please join me in welcoming our next speaker, Carol Cretella. Notice there's energy, there's an increase in volume, maybe even an increase in pitch. The idea is to treat the name like it's something special, because it is. Dale Carnegie has told us that lesson many times. Especially when we introduce our winners. When we announce our winners, make it an announcement, not just, and our best speaker today is Carol Cretella. Make it an announcement. It's something special. Treat it like it's something special. And by the way, when we say a drum roll, please, if there's a lot of noise, just stop the drum roll with a gesture, and then say, our best speaker today, Carol Cretella, with energy. Announce it like it's something special, because it is. And yes, I do enjoy saying Carol Cretella. Remember that the name is the signal for the applause for the audience. If you do it well, you don't have to go and show the audience how to applaud. If you do it well, the audience will spontaneously react with applause. Now, the second instance is when we close our speeches. I actually heard a speech end like this. Well, the red light's on and I have no more to say, so I guess I'm finished. That's not the way a Toastmaster ends a speech. The speech should end with our close, including at the very end our message, our unique gift to the audience, a reward for listening. So when we get to the end, there should be a change in tone. We shouldn't just do it all in the same level. It actually, I think, should be preceded by a pause and a sense of anticipation. So there should be a shift when we get to our close, a change in tone. We should get slower, a little louder, a little more dramatic, build to a crescendo again. I like to repeat my message. So when I did my failure message, my failure speech, I said, nothing focuses the mind like failure. And that's what makes failure so powerful, because nothing focuses the mind like failure. I like being able to do that, repeat my message. The idea is to try and make your message memorable, if not unforgettable. And make it sound final. Sometimes people stop at the end of a speech and the Toastmaster is wondering, was that the end? Make it sound final. For example, there's a quotation by Ben Franklin. We must all hang together, or we will most assuredly hang separately. That sounds so final, the way those words come together, and that's the way we should present our message. Make it sound final. There should be no confusion about whether the speech is over, whether the Toastmaster should be coming up. That, your final message should generate the applause. And the last thing I want to suggest is something I picked up in my research on public speaking, and it's this. It's a simple technique. When you practice your speech at home, sing it. That will introduce vocal variety, which you can bring to your speech when you give it. So try singing it. Now, I know you want to do that for me when I'm alone, or maybe more safely in the car. But try singing it to engage vocal variety, and you'll carry some of that to your speech. So in closing, please remember to add some music to your speeches.